Hi Gtsa, hope everyone's well. Welcome to round 6 at Tokyo Expressway. This is a Gtsa charity round and we are about to start qualifying for Pool 1. Thunderdome, I see you jumped into the chat there. Are you around? How did it go? Great, I tossed another race. Led the first half, came out the pits a lap. I did a 9-lap stint, other guys did 8, so they undercut me slightly. Sitting behind a guy that was old Rudy Base, he was flying along, but there was a car in front of us on hards. We caught up to him, and then somehow he spun, and then I spun in his dirty air, and I lost 20 seconds. Then got a 6. Somehow spun again on the next lap on the hairpin, so lost another 15 seconds, and then when I pitted for hards, I came out the pits and my headphones started beeping to say flat battery, and I was not paying attention. I touched the line, so I got a 3-second penalty. So all in all, I threw away about 45 seconds, and I ended up 37 behind the winner. But I'm sure everyone had some adventures. We're on the outlap here. I'm just quickly going to share everything to social media before they actually start doing laps that count. I'll be back in a sec. Okay, so I'm back. Hopefully everyone's tuning in, had a good race. We currently got all the guys out on their first flying lap. So we've got Uncle Babby, he's in a Nissan. Honda for Dynamic Sean. True's back in Pool 1, he's in a Nissan, it looks like. Panic Potato back in Pool 1. Is he in the Lexus? Might be doing a one-stopper then. Serious Pace in the Honda, Yasteel Honda, Jensen GTR, Steel Sam Lexus, Kalen's in the Honda. Kalen had some great pace in the practice race last night, same Sam. Ghost Killer, Savvy's in the Lexus, Matt's in the Nissan, JWO's in the Nissan, another Nissan for Laquera, and Phantom's in the Lexus. So we've got our first laps coming in, a 48.5 by Panic Potato. He's getting a lovely slipstream by Mr. True. Serious Sam, 48.7. Uncle Babby, 48.9. We've got Jensen coming in with a 48.5 up to P2. Kalen, 48.8. Uncle Babby, 48.9. I said John, 49.0, 49.2. For Yasteel, True, 49.3. 50.3 for Ghost Killer. He has Savvy with a 56. Obviously had an issue that lap. Double O. Not setting a time, he must have got a penalty possibly. We've got Ghost Killer and Matt Don't Care. Matt Don't Care goes to pole with a 48.4. Definitely carrying in his GTR today. And Ghost Killer uses him for a slipstream, but that's not going to help Matt improve on his lap if Ghost Killer holds him up. Where did you end up, Mr. RBS/Thunderdome? 4th, okay, in Pool 2. good. So we'll see you back in 2 weeks time. Next week's a bye week. So Jensen's currently improving. Matt Don't Care is back ahead of Ghost Killer pace. But not sure if that might have held him up a bit. Ghost Killer, Matt's second off his pace, so it did hold him up. We've got the first bunch of cars coming down to the pits. Kalen boxes, Fitz mediums. Yeah, why is your thing not shared? Guys, can you hear Mr. Thunderdome? I'm not talking to myself here, I promise. Can they hear you now? Put your settings on it. So while we a minute away from everyone's pitting, changing tyres, making sure they got their race settings, not their qualifying settings. We'll have to run through. Matt doesn't improve. Callum Pace is currently showing a second, but we don't know his lap time because he's pitted. Shows us 2 seconds or 2/10 off Sam. Sam's 1/10 off Panic Potato. So we're going to have to wait until the race starts at 8 minutes, and then or everyone comes back on track, and we'll see. Just for those watching, we are raising funds again, like every year. Last year we made just under 8,000 Rand for Chalk. This year I think we're sitting close to that already. On I think it was 7.3, 7.4, somewhere there. Evening Captain Slow.
Alright, maybe I'm now on.
Ken says obvious is not heard. Ken had an eventful race. I got past him at the start, and then he got a 1.5 second penalty, so I was laughing, and I got a 1.5 on the little uphill section before the hairpin at the end. And somehow he meant, how do you make your car go faster? Because that's like the second or third time that I've hit the penalty zone, and then the car that's like half a second behind me has gone through me. You must tell us a trick.
That's a new thing on Gtsa. The guy behind you catches up even if he serves a penalty.
He had the same penalty as me, but he made up about 8/10. Anyway, yeah. So
I saw that happening.
That happened, but then Ken Dog binned it big time, and I didn't see him the rest of the race. Ken, you must teach me, yes. When I served my 4.5 one from the pits, I tried auto drive because I remember someone talking about auto drive having an effect. So we got the grid: Jensen, Matt, Panic Potato, Steel Sam, Serious Sam, or Sam Steel, sorry, and Serious Sam. Then we got Kalen 6th place, Phantom 7th, Uncle Babby, Jean, True, Yasteel, Liquera, Ghost Killer, JWO, and Savvy, and it's a full 15 driver pool. I think the Lexuses are slightly slower, but they can do a one-stopper, which won the Pool 4 race. It wouldn't have if we hadn't kept crashing our brains out, but yeah, that's a different story. Well done to everyone who did get a top 4 tonight, and we're underway. Jensen from Matt Don't Care. Turn 1's always fun in these cars. We're going to jump on board at this track. We've got Matt bump drafting Jensen there to possibly avoid some turn 1 chaos. Panic Potatoes looking on the outside. Matt's defending. So a bit of lag here on this. Panic Potatoes goes around the outside of Matt Don't Care. He's up to second. Still Sam Steele's still ahead of Serious Sam. Phantom's looking around the outside of both. He must have got a great run through turn 2. He's on the outside currently of Steel Sam. A little nudge there. We're coming to the real death chicane under the bridge. That's one of my favourite corners, but also deadly for some, it appeared. Sting says he's hoping Jensen's internet holds. We also hope Panic Potato doesn't end up being a unicorn again.
Yeah.
Who's hosting? I don't know.
I've got no idea.
So we've got a bit of a shake-up. Matt Don't Care's down to third. We saw Panic Potato up to second. Phantom's up to fifth. Kalen 6th. Uncle Babby 7th. Truce 8th. Liquera 9th. Savvy 10th. Jean 11th. Ghost Killer 12th. Yes, Steel. So something happened to Sam. He's running with a 1.5 second penalty. We lost 20 seconds. Got bitten somewhere in the first half of the lap, and The damage is light damage, so it will go away, but he's already, much for what happened with me, lost 20 seconds and he starts to serve a 1.5 penalty. Jensen comes across, sets a 155. He's got 1 second on Panic Potato. It's quite interesting to see what downforce guys are running. Coming up the hill here, 290 for Jensen. Panic Potato, they're all fairly similar till you get to Sam Steele. He was a little bit quicker. He's doing 303 up the hill. Crazy fast, 305. Yeah, Mohammed says, unlucky Sam. Sam was flying last night. He was untouchable out front, so definitely still has a chance to come back, but I'm not sure if he's going to win. And he's also currently our season points leader, so that's a big drama for him. But if someone's got pace to come back, it will be pace from Sam. See everyone making it through. Jensen's opened a second on Panic Potato, but he gets a little bit hot through the bridge chicane. Matt Don't Care settling in third. We've got a second gap. The dirty air is quite hectic here. Like I said, it murdered me. Sitting behind the car ahead, 2 laps more fuel. Follow him, get dragged along because he had higher top speed, save some fuel, and then my plan was to jump him at the pit stops by doing more medium laps than hard. But unfortunately I didn't count for the dirty air. So while we're watching everyone settled into a bit of a rhythm at the moment, shout out to our sponsors, TGN Racing Simulators. I did invite TGN and Rhino to come and join us on the stream tonight. I know Jacques was supposed to come, but he had a last minute work thing that he was still at about 7:30, so he said it's unlikely he'll join. And I know Vanna from TGN was also busy this Thursday night, but they did say they might join us another night. And then also Right Recruitment, DC and Gaming, Dylan and his mom. So shout out to the sponsors, the charities, remember, that we're supporting. We started talking about it earlier. It is SA Guide Dog Association and Rhino Disharmony. So one's an anti-poaching charity, and the other, they help provide guide dogs and support dogs for the blind, autism, kids with autism, all kinds of things. So check it out on our Facebook page. We have shared the links. We'll share again, and we are keeping that fundraiser till the end of the month, and we're aiming for a target of 15,000. So if you're listening and you haven't donated yet, don't worry, you can wait till this payday, but it closes at the end of the month, so try get in sooner than later. We're going to go quickly through the cars and see if anyone's trying a different tyre strategy. So you can see most of the front runners on mediums. Just scrolling through quickly. We've got Savvy on softs. We've had True's had an incident. He's just lost a whole lot of time and got a 4.5 second penalty for his trouble. The wall penalties were on for this race, just for the guys' interest sake, instead of heavy damage, which is normal for us, because a 1.5 second penalty does cost you about 4 seconds. That 4.5 will probably cost him about 6 or 8, like it did me, but it's still less than having to pit for damage. So we can't have it off, otherwise you have guys taking advantage. But we went for light damage and some light wall penalties. Ghost Killer currently on hards, so he's one to watch later on. He's getting his hard stint out the way. Assuming if he's doing a 2-stopper, he'll probably only do about 5 laps. And then pit, we'll have to keep an eye on him. 50.8, decent pace on hards. JWO also doing the hard stint first. Yeah, still doing the hards first. You never know. He could be doing a 1-stopper. He could somehow be doing a no-stopper to use both compounds. The man's got talent when it comes to unorthodox tyre compounds. True's now with that lap, did a 203, wasn't too bad. Lost about 13 seconds in total. Serious Sam, he's recovering from his lap 1 drama. It's only 5 seconds behind True, 27 off the lead. He's on medium, so he definitely needs to catch up a bit. Hi Josh, welcome. Captain Slow says go Potato, Savvy and Phantom. He's supporting the TNR boys. At the front, Jensen's got a 1.9 second lead, holding steady there. Doing well in the GTR. Panic Potato in his Lexus, if he ends up doing a one-stop, everyone's going to be in trouble, but his fuel usage looks like he could be on a two-stop. We'll have to see.
Yeah, he's definitely on a two-stopper there, not a one-stopper.
Currently sets the fastest sector. We'll see. I'm sure Jensen's probably also pushing ahead though. So they're both 49.1, 49.1 from Jensen. And 48.8. Phantom does a 48.7. Matt don't care 49.4. 51 from 50.1 from Phantom. Kalen does a 49.2. He's coming into play now. Uncle Babby 49.0. 49.3 from Laquera. 51.3 from Savvy, who's lost some pace on that lap. He's getting passed by two cars, Ghost Killer and Jean. Slipstream train there. Might pay them to work together to catch up to the guys ahead. Currently last place of the non-relegation zone is here still. He's got a 4-second gap to True. Jay's 13, Sam 14 and Sam Steele 15th. But as I said, we've got Jay and Yastil on the hards. We've got softs from Savvy. How far did you get on softs there, Thunderdome?
No, I didn't do soft.
Didn't even try them. I could get 8 laps. I probably could have squeezed 9, but I went with mediums just for the safety in the last couple laps because I don't want to spin or crash and damage. Time penalties, that kind of thing.
I went 11 laps with mediums and 12 with hards.
Okay, so you did a one stop. What car were you in?
Yeah. Lexus.
Yeah. Did anyone make a one stop in the other two? I don't know if it was possible.
Not that I saw. It's a lot of fuel saving. That's the main problem.
Yeah. Josh saying in VR it was lack of threading the walls and towering buildings. What was weird for me is I actually found more grip at night when the sun came up. That's when I had my issues. We got Ghost Killer on his hards into the pits, as I said, end of lap 5. Yastil coming in. Was Yastil going to? Yastil goes through. Strange.
I can tell you that our last 5 laps, the clouds were building up. It did look like rain at the end.
Yeah. Well,
but it never came.
The second last weather block was the highest cloud without rain.
Oh, okay.
So it was meant to do that, and then I put the question mark it went from bright sun to a little bit cloudy to heavy cloud and then a question mark. So I thought I might convince the game to make some drizzle at the end, but it didn't want to. Good day, Mr. Richard. Welcome to the chat. Yes, man, I want to see back next season, so even now if he's bored. Sean hits the wall, gets a 1.5 and loses a whole bunch of pace there. He's got Savvy going around his outside currently. That's going to hurt. You're still going on his hard. He's on his 6th lap. Just watch. He has still managed to do a one-stopper here in a Honda. I'm just looking at his fuel. He's just below. He could probably get 11 laps on this stint. But he needs to do 12. Maybe 12 on the mediums. 11. Singh says, M-Wolf says hi and good luck. I think luck something. I can't read the rest, but shout out for M-Wolf. Always good to have you watching.
Good luck, sir.
I go back to the front. See if they're still in the regulation 2.3 Jensen to Matt. We've got Matt Duncare is ahead of Panic Potato now. What happened to Panic Potato? He did a 49.999 last and a 49.5 the previous lap, so maybe he nudged the wall and then got a penalty to serve. But yeah, lost 1.6 seconds to Matt on the last 2 laps, and Matt's got up to 2nd. Kalen is only 4 seconds off the lead. He's closed in over the last few laps. He's 1.5 behind Panic Potato, 2 seconds ahead of Uncle Babby. Phantom's now down to 6. I think he got up as high as 5th earlier. Liquera 6 seconds behind him, 7th place, a bit lonely at the moment. 6 seconds ahead, 7 seconds behind. And then we've got Savvy on his softs that are dying. He's on his 7th lap. He should get an 8th. Could probably do a 9th if he really wanted, but bit risky. True is right behind him. Then we have that battle we were watching with Sean, Sam coming after his pit stop. Still Sam. Yeah, still also pitted now on the 6th lap, so he did 6 laps, 17 to go. Did he pit? Or did he just... Yeah, he's on mediums now, so he definitely is on a 2-stopper. 6 laps. Wonder why I didn't do 5 laps and then 9. But anyway, JWO is also pitted, lap 6, also on mediums now, so they've got them hards out the way. Other guys still have to do them later. Panic Potato is still attacking, or trying to keep up with Matt, sitting in the slipstream. Kalen's now within 6/10 of Panic Potato. Kalen 1:48.7, the fastest man on track last time around, by 2nd from Panic Potato. It's going to be interesting, the 2nd, 3rd, 4th battle at the moment. Uncle Babby's 2.8 further back, so we'll just stay with these guys. Right on board with Kalen, you can see the pace. He's got the fastest lap of the race at the moment, 48.5 3 laps ago. Panic Potato runs wide, touches the wall as we're watching, and gets a 1.5 second penalty, so that's Kalen up to 3rd. Panic Potato down to 4th. Gives Matt a little bit of breathing room, but Kalen was stuck in Panic's dirty air, so now he can close in on Matt if he keeps his previous pace up. Gap to the leader still 4 seconds, even with that. Matt unfortunately is 5 seconds back, and he's going to lose about 3.5 with that penalty. He's got Uncle Babby's probably going to come past him now as he serves it. Phantom might just catch him at the end of the straight, so that will be a bit of a battle. Might actually pay Panic Potato to go into the pits on this lap, pit 1 lap early, but he's not going to lose all that pace down the straight. We've got some cars ahead that look like they pitting. No, they're just riding the pit lane. Does Panic go in? Nope, he goes through. You can see Phantom's going to go past him now, so he's losing time the whole way down the straight. That's what I thought. Maybe if he did 1 more lap on pitted now and had to do an extra lap on hards later, might benefit him, or an extra lap on his next stint. Let's see if can he go back past Lexus on Lexus, currently 5th and 6th. So that incident, he went from 4 seconds behind to 8.5 behind. That's Panic Potato. That disconnect at Fuji did cost him, but he's got quite a few wins, so when throwaway races come in, he's possibly still the leader, especially with Sam behind today. Kalen's going to be making up ground currently. Let's go look at that gap. So Kalen's taken about 4/10 off the lead. Gap to Matt's about the same, so Matt's closing in as well slightly. Top 3 within 4 seconds. Uncle Babby then 4th, 2 seconds ahead, 1.7 behind. Phantom's got Panic Potato all over him. As we can see, not at this view looking forward, the sun's coming up over Tokyo. No more of the flames coming out the exhaust like we saw there. Watch Liquera under braking on the side of his car, some little blue puffs. We've got a nice battle developing here. Jean, True, Sam, who has pitted already. Sean and True both are going to probably pit on this lap. Matt don't care, goes in. Kalen goes in. Jensen keeps going. So he's going to go for a 10th lap. That will help him a little bit later. TNR Sean, welcome to the chat. Lequera's in as well. Uncle Baby goes on to hards. Kalen sticks with the mediums, it looks like. Lequera's sticking with mediums. Jean's in, True's in, Sam's in. Thought Sam hadn't pitted. Sam had the incident earlier on, sorry, that's why he was so far back. So Sam pits Yastil, who has pitted from his hards. He's coming through, going to make a couple places here possibly. Currently 11th. But he's going to pass that group that's just fitted some of those. So he's ahead of True. He's catching Lequera's group. And who else was it? JWO's in 15, so he's had a couple of issues. He's one or two slower laps. Let's see now. Meanwhile, Jensen, Phantom and Panic Potato all went through. They've pitted. Matt Don't Care, I think, has pitted. He's gone into hards and half field, so that's why him and Uncle Babby have jumped Kalen. Uncle Babby's on hards, also half tank. Kalen's on his medium stint till lap 18, I think. So he should start catching up to these guys just about the time they pit. And they're going to have to put fuel. Kalen's should have enough to the end almost. Small touch on the wall. Jensen's into the pits. Let's see what he does. Our race leader was 3.8 ahead of Kalen. We'll see what strategy he's going on to. Panic Potato goes through for another lap. So Panic Potato, I think we said he might not be earlier, but I think he is one stop in this because 11 laps on mediums. If he's done 11 laps, he may as well try and do a hard stint slightly slower.
Can do 12.
Can do 12 on a full tank.
A little bit of fuel save.
Yeah.
2 laps about off. But really fuel saving.
Yeah. Jensen, our de facto leader, he's 11 seconds behind Panic Potato currently. Matt Don't Care has pitted, he's third. Uncle Babby 3.5 behind him on hards. Kalen's taken about 3/10 out the cars so far. Phantom also pitting for mediums again. Lequera pitted for hards in the stint. He went full tank though, so he doesn't have to refuel next time. Savvy's on softs again. Yeah, Mondi says the one stop might be too slow. It was fairly close, I think. The Lexus could do it, but you had to be really good on fuel.
The thing is, if you do the one stop, they're gonna lose 30 seconds on you. Well, maybe less.
But then how much time do you make up?
Yeah, well, you can go about 10 to 15 seconds ahead of them.
There you go, Panic Potato in with 1% fuel left on his mediums. I'm pretty sure he'll go into hards now and try to get to the end. Jensen was only 11 seconds behind. He's only got a third of a tank fuel, so unless he pulls off a no fuel finish and just goes around on auto drive. So Panic Potato drops down to 5th, comes out just behind Kalen.
He's gonna go for the one stopper definitely.
So he's on hards to the end. He should lose time, but he seems to be pulling off the one stop pretty well here. It's only 16 seconds off the lead, and they need probably 23 seconds for that splash and dash at the end. If you like, like Kalen won't really need much, like 3 laps fuel. The guys ahead, that they're going to need to stop on lap 14 or 15. The guys that are on hards now, other than Panic Potato, so they're going to have to spend quite a bit more time in the pits. So it's close to 28 seconds, I think it was. So Panic will be 12 seconds ahead of them, possibly, but we'll have to see. Further back, Ghost Killer on his own at the moment, loving the pace delivery on that Honda. I think that was one of Triv's specials. Yeah, still same car, 8th place. He still has to stop again for mediums. Lequera currently with a penalty. 9th place. He's got Serious Sam 1 second behind. So Sam, after his early spin, losing, it was 23 seconds odd. He's only 35 off the lead, but he's had a couple of adventures so far. I think he's should be safe for a top 10. Savvy's 11th, Dynamic Sean 12th, Chase 13th, 14th for Sam Steele, and True in 15th. Jensen's 4.5 seconds ahead of Matt. They're both on the same strategy with hards. Expect to see them in maybe next lap. Lap 14, end of lap 14. Kalen's 12 seconds off them, but he won't have to put as much fuel. Suppose Kalen's brought down the gap to Uncle Baby by about 3 seconds, but those mediums aren't making a huge difference for him at the moment. His 49s, the other guys are doing high 49s, low 50s. So it'll be interesting though when they put.
What's the gap between Panic Potato and the first place?
18.9. So it's opening up a bit, but he's full tank and hard, so he will be a little bit slower. He's got Ghost Killer 1.9 behind it. It's catching him slightly, and Phantom 1.4 ahead. Either if you could get into Phantom slipstream or let Ghost Killer through and stay in the slipstream there, get towed along a bit, that will be even better for his cause. Fuel saving. Sam's now up to 9th. Leaders onto the 14th lap. I'm not sure what happened to Uncle Baby. He was 3 seconds ahead. He did Callan was just quick that lap, low 49 again. Uncle Baby 51.9. So he must have had a small touch and maybe served a penalty, or we'll find out later, I'm sure. Oh, and he almost spinned it like I did in the dirty air behind Callan between those turns. Does make it through. He's on hard, so I don't know if he knows Callan's on mediums, but he would have seen him when he pitted, so it wouldn't be the greatest idea trying to fight too hard against the medium runner. When you're on the harder tires, just stick with your strategy, don't lose time. It's a fraction away from into the wall in 20-second crash like me. Phantom's now 6.7 behind these guys. Panic Potato still 1.7 behind him. Ghost Killer still 2 seconds back. Still 8th. Sam 9th. I think the trick with this track is concentration, because it can bite you at any stage. We saw Sam's just picked up a 1.5 and had a big spin under the, and who was that went through? I think Savvy's not going to be hugely happy because he had to avoid him and he touched the wall getting a 1.5. Problem is you can't go anywhere here. That's why I ended up
didn't qualify. It's unlucky, it's what it is.
Yeah, Jensen and Matt come in as expected, lap 14, into lap 14, so Kalen goes through, Uncle Baby pits. So Kalen's now on.
Now it depends on where Panic Potato goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to follow Panic. He's coming down the straight, so they should come out just behind him. Maybe a little more than just behind him. Panic is Jensen is 5 seconds behind Panic. It'll probably be about 7 by the time he gets to the turn 1. But Jensen's going to be on mediums versus Panic on hards. Panic's also going to have to save a lot. The other guys filled their tank, so they can push to the end. Still coming through. He's got probably another lap and a half left of petrol, so he's definitely not one stopping. So Kalen currently into the lead. He's 8.5 seconds ahead of Phantom. He needs to have a splash and dash for hards though, so he'll be on this. He'll be on the harder tyre than Phantom, but with more fuel. Phantom's already down to just over half a tank, and he's got 7.5 laps left. So he's really going to have to fuel save. I'm not sure if he'll make it, but it gives us something to. Sorry, that's Phantom, not Panic Potato. Panic Potato's got 2/3 of the tank, so he more than likely will make it to the end now. The question is, can the guys close down? It end up in an 8.2 second gap. Looking at his pace, he was 50.6 last time around. Previous lap was a 51. So as his hard tyres have got warmer, he's picked up the pace. 56 on his out lap, then a 51, a 50. Looking good for Panic Potato. Only 10 seconds behind the lead.
And I think he is a little bit in the slip also there. Not much, but there is something.
He's actually pulling away from Jensen now. Although Jensen, I think, had to pass Yastil on that lap. Yastil comes into the pits now. Out the way. So, top two still have to pit, but then Panic Potato, Jensen and Matt, that's, I think, your top three at the moment. Kalen will be close, either just ahead or just behind the second and third cars. When he pits, Phantom will probably drop in to 5th, 6th place. And Kobabe has dropped off a little bit. He's on mediums. He's done his hard stint, so he's good to the end now. 29 seconds behind Kalen. JWO bringing up 7th currently. As he stopped, I think he needs to stop on this lap, so he'll drop back. Savvy might just have enough fuel, but definitely doesn't have enough tires. He still needs to put hards on there anyway, so I'm sure he'll be in maybe on lap 18. Ghost Killer pace, good to the end. Fresh new mediums. Cirrus Sam on mediums, he still needs to do a few hard laps, I think. Yeah, Steel's good to the end. Dynamic Sean put it to the end. Laquera completed. Sam's completed. So all those guys, there's just a few still to stop. The guys that were doing the 9 stints around lap 18. We'll see like Kalen, maybe lap 20 for Kalen pitting. Can Kalen get ahead of Panic Potato? He's opened the gap by another half second. It's 10.6 now, but I have a feeling he's not going to be able to open 20 seconds in the next 4 laps. Another 10 seconds. But here's those.
The gap is coming down from Jensen.
Jensen's 17.2 behind Kalen, but Matt is 20.1 behind Kalen. So I think Kalen didn't have a great lap last time, 50.8 compared to 49s consistently the whole way through. That would have cost him about, what's that, almost a second. JWO goes in for his last stop, so same with Savvy. They'll both be putting on hards. Yeah, I think last week we had a pace 1 to 4. This week definitely, I think it's going to not be a pace walk podium. Top 3 at least. Might have Kalen on the podium, but not a lockout. Yes, Jensen getting the car sideways, a bit laggy. Kalen to Panic Potato now 11.5. That 1.5 seconds or 1 second that Kalen lost a couple laps ago might end up biting him a little bit. Matt Dunke is flying again. He's back into the 49s. Downside for Kellen is when he puts the hards on. Is he going in the pits now? No. When you put the hards on, you've got that first lap where they're cold and you have to be a little bit more careful with them.
Especially first corner.
Yeah, Well, I found that out the hard way, a 1.5 second penalty, but by then my race was a bit cooked anyway. Phantom holding second still, him and Kalen still have to still have to fit hards. Panic Potato down is 12.5 seconds now behind. He's still got half a tank left, still needs to do another 5 laps here after this one. Yeah, so he's 5.5, 6 laps still to go on half a tank. That's why his pace is in the 51s. Jensen 16.8 behind. Matt's one moving up a bit now, 19.0 behind the leader. Uncle Baby 28 seconds still. Ghost Killer 41 back. He's just ahead of Sam. They're still quite close together as usual. Let's ride on board with Jensen for a little bit here. Jensen's now only 3 seconds behind Panic Potato. That's where the battle's coming in for the lead. Panic Potato needs to try hold on the hards. Kalen comes in, lap 18. Thought he might have done a couple more. He ran the fuel, needed fuel there. Phantom still got a quarter tank. Can Phantom make the end? I think he's one stopping as well, possibly. I don't know if he'll be able to make it, but I think he still needs to put hards as well, actually. So he's just going to do a very late stop. So where's Kalen? Kalen is behind Matt. They caught up quite a bit towards the end there. 5 seconds the gap, but Kalen's on hards now and the other guys on mediums. I think Kalen's put quite a bit of fuel in there. No, same as others, never mind. Panic Potato still holding on, a little bit less fuel than the other guys, but he's saving, so Jensen's closing every second. Phantom still has to pit, so our leaders will be Panic, then Jensen, Matt and Kalen. But how long can... Okay. Bonnie says hello, she's rooting for Jensen, I think. Not Jensen, okay. Matt Panic's 1.3 behind, ahead of Jensen now, 2.6 to Matt. Matt's been closing in on both while Jensen's closing in on Panic. He did his best lap of the race last time of 48.9, 49.1 by Jensen, 51.4 by Panic. So I don't think he's going to hold on to the lead, but he's still got 6 seconds back to Kalen, so he might hold on to the podium. Phantom, if Phantom comes in, he still needs to put hard, so he's going to lose 20 odd seconds, which would put him probably just behind Uncle Baby or with Uncle Baby in 6. We've got Mondi shouting for Panic Potato. Someone else was shouting for Jensen and Matt. It's Team Sam. Gap down to 1.1 with 4 to go. Panic's biggest problem is the fuel saving, I think. He's doing 285 on the straight there.
No,
the other guys are doing 295. You can see that just took out 4 tenths.
Problem.
Yeah. TNR Captain Slow says we call Panic Potato the Minister of Defence, but the problem is he can't defend on a straight at the moment with 10 k's an hour difference. You know, at about a 5k difference to the car I was battling with at one stage, and he made like 4.5 tenths just on the straight without me saving. Let's see. There's a battle for the lead. I mean, Jensen's right with him. Panic, probably best not to even try to defend. Let them go through. A bit of lag there. Jensen looked like he was crashing, but he was fine. I'm not saying move over, but do what he's doing now. By the time they get to the straight, Jensen should just wait, blast past him. Matt will only get past probably the lap after. You don't want to fast too hard and end up getting bumped or nudged in a fast corner and losing 30 seconds on your podium. Phantom's going to come in this lap, I'm pretty sure 6 seconds ahead. He'll drop down to 5th or 6th, I think. In he goes. Mr. McWhite says Sam 1-2. Here we go. Does Jensen go past this lap? Did Panic save a bit of fuel? I don't think so. It's already down to 2/10. If they're teammates, he might get a bump draft, but I'm pretty sure Jensen's just going to go for it, and Panic doesn't try to defend the inside line. He might try and get a bit of a slipstream behind Jensen for the next 3 laps to try and hold on to second. But Jensen does go through. 1.2 seconds now behind to Matt Don't Care. Matt will care about the second place. He wants a Sam 1-2, so he's going to hunt down Panic over the last 3 laps. Kalen's 7 seconds off, so not enjoying those hards as much. Still good pace, 50.4, but the guys ahead are 49.5 on their mediums. What's Panic doing? 51.4. So Kalen was a second quicker than Panic Potato, but the problem for him is he's about 7 seconds behind. So he'll run out a couple laps short there. Still a good drive from a little bit further back to end up 4th. Phantom did get 5th. He's got Uncle Babby behind on mediums though, so he's also going to have a bit of a problem defending that 5th place. But at least he has enough fuel to get to the end, so to not defend early in the straight and then slipstream back past towards the end if he can. He's got enough fuel. Jensen's coming out the last turn, top 3 together, Panic Potato and Matt Don't Care behind. Crucially for Panic, Matt's pulled a second, so he won't have any slipstream. Jensen 1 second to Panic, 4/10 to Matt. Matt's coming down dramatically without even getting to the high slipstream part. So here he goes past for second place. So good strategy by Panic to go for the one stopper. He's now 9 seconds ahead of Kalen. I'm sure Kalen had a bit of a poorer lap there, 51. Maybe just a little slide or something. Phantom's only 2 seconds behind Kalen, both on hards. So Panic Potato, sorry I missed it, but he did slipstream back past Matt. Did what I suggested would be a good plan earlier. Let him go past early on and then went back past, but Matt's going around the outside. For more fuel, he's going to have the inside to the next turn. And does he complete the pass? Looks like it, and now he does have second again. I don't think Panic's going to be able to fight back this time. We'll see if he can stay in the slipstream, but he's already half a second. We're a lap and a half to go. So Callum's taken another second out of him, down to 8.5. Great strategy from the Sam guys. On the first stint it looked like Kalen had a bit more pace on the mediums towards the end, but I don't think he managed, maybe running with the full tank on the second set didn't help. The Sam guys only half fueled, so they ran low fuel on the hards, probably let them get that 8 second gap that they've pulled. Really 1.2 seconds from Matt. Sorry about that. Going further back, Uncle Babby's not closing in too quickly on Kalen. He has got past Phantom there. He was just behind him. So Phantom drops to 6. They've got a big gap, 12 seconds on Ghost Killer, 2 seconds to your Steel. Dynamic Sean in 9th. Steel Sam 10th. JWO 11th. Laquera 12th, which is important. 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th of the relegation zone. Sam is unfortunately in 14th, our current leader. That 25 second loss early on is coming back to haunt him. He's 2 seconds behind True, 15 ahead of Savvy. But if he didn't lose that, let's give him 20 seconds back there, he'd be 7th place minimum. The blind dogs, the guard dogs, Ken. Blind dogs is probably not politically correct, but no, my dogs aren't blind or guard dogs. They're far too naughty for that. They'd probably drag the person into the street when cars are coming, because they pull me all the time when I walk them. So Phantom gets a 1.5 second penalty. Not going to affect his race because he's got 11 seconds over Ghost Killer. Going to the leaders, they're coming into the last hairpin. Matt actually closed down on Jensen, got the gap down to 1.2 after getting past Panic Potato. I think he took just a little bit long, that little battle with Panic Potato. We might have had a last lap drag race here. Both on low fuel. Actually, Matt Dunker's coming through. I'm not sure if Jensen's letting him through. So it's a team finish. Looks like a team finish here. Matt and Jensen cross the line, 0.052 behind. Panic Potato takes 3rd on the one stopper, great job. Kalen closed in another second on Panic Potato, takes 4th. Uncle Babby 5th place. He was only 1.5 seconds behind Kalen. Phantom with his incident and penalty on the last lap, 8 seconds behind. Ghost Killer 7th. You're still coming across in 8th. Dynamic Sean 9th. We've got another little gap to Sam Steele. Shade of Low hangs on to Pool 1 with 11th place. Unfortunately for the next 4, they're going to have to go and fight in round 6. True gets 13th, Lequera 14th, 13th, Sam 14th, and Savvy going to bring it home in 15th in the Lexus. So well done to all. I hope you enjoyed the race. I hope you guys had a good race. Next week we have a holiday, so we'll have settings out next week Friday. It will be back to the manufacturers.
Summer break.
Yeah, so a week off. Let's go take a look there. So we go, the fastest lap was by Kalen, 48.5. It was about 2/10 quicker than Panic Potato in the Lexus. Uncle Barry doing a good job there. But our winner Jensen by 0.55. Photo finish, formation finish by the Sam drivers. I'm sure Jensen slowed down that last straight. Ghost Killer pace. You're still bringing home some more points for the pace guys. And then second half of the table, it's crazy when you see like Sam getting a 48.7, which I think's about the second fastest lap, down in 14th. Great job by everyone. I hope you have a great week off. Don't forget to visit our Facebook page or Discord if you're looking for the charity donation link. More info on the pages about the 2 charities. Thank you, Mr. Thunderdome, for assisting. Savvy
really,
said
but okay.
oh, it was good to have second person set of eyes watching. Savvy Unchained says he had the wrong setup there in the chat. It's quite interesting, because when you with GT7 you have to go and reload your settings, which is silly, but
yeah.
That's Kaz for you.
Normally you could save it, but you can't anymore.
Yeah, they're saved. I saved mine, and then when you enter, they go to default. So then you have to put it back in.
Okay.
Which is stupid, really.
Alright.
Especially
my
for
driver of the
with,
day.
Yeah, with BOP, it's a bit off because you've allowed the settings. I get it when there's no settings allowed, but if you have BOP and settings allowed, why reset the settings? Your driver of the day, you're going to say?
Panic Potato, use the same car, use the same strat. So it's my driver of today.
Okay, yeah, he did. That would be what, 40. He would be just short below 43 minute lap time, race time, 43:59.8 or so. That's flying. Yeah, I'll give it to the 2 Sam drivers, just because they made the 2-stop work. which in theory was slower, but you could push and you didn't have to save. And I don't like just doing extra things on a tight track like this. Panic Potato is probably ruining that little incident he had early on where he got the 1.5 second penalty, because that cost him more than the 2 seconds he lost by. That was his only mistake.
That's the main thing. If you don't have that accident, that small little accident cost you a lot.
Yeah.
So.
Good, guys. Thanks so much. We'll catch you next week. Have a good week after next. Have a good one. Cheers.